this is that day. Or we begin, I think it's proper, Michael, to have Mike Seaball, who was the son-in-law of Rodney Griffin, to come forward and say a few words, Mr. Kinard, before we begin. Say a word of prayer for him. You don't mind.
You know, he's talking about all these smart people, and you just gave the microphone to a preacher.
I got some big guys. I got some big guys.
Okay. You know, stand between the two of you, you two lawyers, I've never felt more like Jesus. Let's bow together. Heavenly Father, we do want to ask your blessing. We appreciate Mike and his commitment to Magnolia and service to his community. We do ask a blessing upon him. I pray that he will be able to forgive David for all that he has planned for him tonight. And dear Father, as some of his so-called friends turn up the heat in roasting him this evening, I pray that that's as close as he ever comes to the flames. Dear Father, again, we thank you for hearing our prayer. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hey, Mike, it's okay. You can have a short sermon. Okay, you see the first picture up there? That's Senator Kinard Jr. That's Prosecutor Attorney Kinard back when he was raising money for the carousel. If you go to the Little Rock Zoo, you will see the carousel, and Senator Kinard, that was one of his things that he liked to work on. While he was a law partner and I was his law partner, that was one of the main things he did. Rather than work on cases, he worked on the carousel. So life was good back then. Now let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, there you see a picture of Judge Kinard on the Court of Appeals. Now, I've mentioned several of these judges are back here, and they've come here to honor him, I think. I'm not sure, Mike, if you want me to tell all these stories, but they told me these stories must be told. So, that's him when he was on the bench on the Court of Appeals. One of the themes of the presentation for Judge Kinard tonight, let's see if I can have the next slide, please. No, that's not the one. Let's go to, well, yes, that's it. It used to be somebody. Unfortunately for Legislative Liaison Kinard, he also did that. Came down to the office. I had a tall building lawyer with me. And that means anybody that lives north of Waldo that's a lawyer. And this lawyer looked over at Mike Kinard, and he was at the copy machine, and she said, "Hey, didn't you used to be somebody?" Well, what's sad about that is that I heard it, and I've got a great memory. And he, at that time, he had been a prosecuting attorney and a state senator, but so what he did, because of that comment made by that tall building lawyer, he said, "Okay, I'm just going to become a judge." And he did. So, next slide, please. So, when you think about Mike Kinard, I think of this. I'm kind of a big deal. Next slide, please.
Do you know who I am?
No, I can't say that I do.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
So, that's what we think of when we think of senator, judge, whatever. Let's go ahead and cut that. Now, Mike lets it be known that he has never lost a case. Did a little research on that. His good friend, colleague Ron Griggs is here, and Ron told me about a case. Just so happens, where's Tootsie Schmidt? Tootsie? Where's Tootsie Woman? Tootsie was the court reporter. We verified this. Mike tries his case over in El Dorado, and he was able to successfully lose the case because of a food product. Next slide, please. that the victim and the defendant had consumed moon pies. So that was one of, so he did lose a case. Now, let's go to the next slide, please. Gifted with vocabulary. At one time in his life, in between being a judge, prosecutor, and a judge, this happened to him. He was lived in an apartment. And a person called him who said to him, Mr. Kinard, you lives in that apartment down there on Dudley Road? Yes, I do. He said, can you tell me if anybody lives in the apartment above you? I'm a census taker. So Mr. Kinard couldn't be satisfied. What do you mean census taker? This gentleman says, I'm an enumerator. Well, that's all Mike needs, the word enumerator. So Mike replies to this poor gentleman, and what is an enumerator? An enumerator is somebody who counts people for the census. So Mike then says, being the wordsmith, you know, a numerator is usually over the denominator. And the person you ask about, who I think lives above me, is somewhat of an agitator, and her name is Sweet Tater. Very few lawyers can put those words together like Mr. Kinard. I've heard, I would have thought this could have happened, but I actually heard the telephone recording and Mr. Kinard let us listen to it in our office. He's also a person, great common sense. Let's go to the next slide. While in his prosecuting attorney hat, an individual had problems with evil spirits. Mr. Kinard, having taken the common sense approach, told this lady that her house was infested with evil spirits that Mr. Kinard called haints. So he told, being the common sense guy he is, not just a smart lawyer, he told her to pour talcum powder around her bed, which would rid her house of haints, and it worked. Fearless in the courtroom. Mike, down in the courtroom here at Magnolia Downtown Courthouse, there's a couple of stories. I think Tootsie Smith was there. On one occasion, a person who was a man dressed as a woman, and Mike was able to successfully remove the hairdo in the courtroom, but that was also in accordance with another case he had where someone took a transcript in the courtroom and threw it at him and hit him successfully. I would also point out that Mike, the next slide please, is a man of great compassion. Mike, while at the law office, our law office was, we kind of let him get involved in human resource issues. That was probably a mistake, but all the lawyers in the firm agreed that we have an employee that needed to be dismissed. So it was discussed. Mike was going to dismiss this employee. The next morning, this employee came up to me and one of the other lawyers and hugged our necks. At which time we were confused, thinking that the employee would be dismissed. And I said, well, I'm so glad you're happy. What happened? I'm so glad Mike gave me a raise. A man of great importance. Now, had a little fun. Mike Kinard is one of those great guys you meet in life. I was fortunate enough that he asked me to be in his law firm back in 1988. Been friends ever since, and we know lots of stories on each other that we won't tell, but he has done it all. He was the elected prosecuting attorney for the 13th Judicial District back in the 70s. He did try some very famous cases, not just the moon pie case. He had some other cases. We did quite well. He then, while a lawyer in our firm, became a state senator. Became good friends with Bill Clinton. In fact, has become really good friends with Bill Clinton and Mike Beatty. Mike Beatty was also a state senator with him, best of friends. So Mike ran with the Monkey Bunch and knew those folks, and they respected him. Matter of fact, Mike Beatty asked him to be his legislative liaison, which he was. So he served in the governor's office. His job was to make sure there was no legislation passed that would be bad for the state of Arkansas. He did those things. He did everything in JC's. He got the Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award here, the Chamber of Commerce banquet here. He's been on numerous boards, done all of those things. And he also has done great things for this college. One of the band, went to Las Vegas, to the Reynolds Foundation, begging for money on his dime, and it worked. So we have here, he's gonna tell you a little bit about that. He was on the foundation board. So he's done all those great things. Right before, Mike, that we give you a chance for any rebuttal, I would ask, because we know how Mike is, what I would ask y'all to please get the instrument, please, this time.
I don't think I signed up for this.
As they're bringing in this instrument, I want you to know I was against this.
Mike, I don't know if you'll go as long as Butler, but just in case.
Okay. Before we begin, can we see if the device is operational, please?
I think it's there.
Okay, Mike, you know, we've heard you talk before. So anyway, Ryan, did you find that Mr. Kinard perhaps is gone worthy?
We'll find out.
Okay. Mr. Kinard, do you have anything you'd like to share with us, sir?
When I tell you I'm glad to be standing here in front of you, I'm one that needs it. When I tell you there's a lot to like in David Butler, I'm telling you the truth, but I'm also telling you there's some other things too. David was in El Dorado working with Ronald Briggs and his law office. And David came to me. I was prosecuting attorney here in Magnolia, Columbia County, and the 13th Judicial District, went all the way to Hampton, and Dallas County, Cleveland County, actually nearly Pine Bluff down to the Louisiana line. And I needed some help in Magnolia office. And David wanted to come to Magnolia because that was where he had grown up. So he came to me and asked if he could get a job with me as a deputy prosecuting attorney. And I said, no. You're working for my good friend, Ron Briggs, in El Dorado, and I am not going to proselytize and go over there and get you out of his office. And I thought about it. I said, well, maybe I should just go talk to Ron, go straight forward. And so I went over and told Ron what was going on, and Ron said, take him. Please. Yeah, he said, I can't control it. Do with it. So I took David. At that time, we became such close friends. He hugged my neck, cried a little bit, left, and he said, Mike, I'll tell you what, if you'll hire me, when I ever get in a position to do so, I'll see it to it that you got the distinguished lifetime achievement. And I appreciate it, baby. It's really honor me to be here with the other honorees and the family of the honoree who's not with us tonight. And I thank the good Lord for opportunity to be here, do that. I want to thank my wife, Norma. She's truly the wind beneath my wings, and I appreciate her more and more every day. I had an opportunity to work with so many of you out here tonight that I see as I look over the group in different capacities. And I know that David has said some pretty bad things about me, but I'll forgive him, and we'll hope that, again, that one of these days I'll have an opportunity to pay him back. You know, I was asked if I had any particular SAU, SSC, Southern State College memories, that I wanted to share, and I thought about it, and I thought, I'm not going to mention the panty raid on Bussy Hall in 1958. I'm not going to mention being caught on the Conway campus trying to paint their hair blue and gold because they tried to steal Dr. Maggie, our mascot. But I would instead like to talk a little bit briefly about the building we're in and the opportunity I had to participate, because it's an interesting story and not many people know it. In 1998, Dr. Stephen Gamble was president of the university. I was chairman of the board of trustees, the board of the foundation. A foundation which, by the way, at that time had $10 million in assets. I couldn't count $10 million. I don't know why I was on the board, I don't know why I became chairman, but I can tell you now that that same foundation, as we sit here tonight, has just reported $30 million in assets. And small, I was chairman. Dr. Gamble came to me and said, we have a project that I want you to help us on. We've got some idea. We want to bring the community closer to the college and the college closer to the community. And we want to build a building out there. We're going to see if we can find the money to do it. I think we have a prospect. The Donald W. Reynolds Foundation in Las Vegas is going to have a grant application time, and the president said to me, I would like for you and Norma to join us and our team and go out there and talk to the trustees of the Donald Reynolds Foundation. Found out that what he really wanted to do is to go out there and convince the trustees that the foundation could raise $2 million, which was necessary to fund an endowment for the maintenance of a $9 million building that he wanted the foundation the Donald Reynolds Foundation, to give to SAU. So we went out there, and we had a 2-day conference where we went on the second day to go before these trustees, and I thought we had a really good reception. At the recess, one of the trustees, whom I knew personally, Joel Stubblefield, who was president of West Ark Community College, now University of Arkansas at Fort Smith, came up to us and he addressed me as senator. And he said, Senator, I'm sorry. And God knew then we were in trouble. He said, but yesterday, a gentleman came in and presented a program, a project, that's going to take all of our money for the next 2 years. But your project is so good, Dr. Gamble, we want you to come back. And I said, well, what project would overshadow what you thought was so good? He said, well, his name is Frank Broyles, and he wants a football stadium. Well, he got his football stadium. And when it came time to go back, I had a conflict. Dr. Gamble came to me and he said, we've got to go back. We've got everything ready. And he said, now I've upped the request to $12 million. I said, I can't go. I have an absolute conflict and I can't go. So he said, give us a suggestion about who might do it. And I said, why don't you take the first chairman of the foundation when it was formed, Joe Woodward. I said, he can sell ice cubes to the Eskimos. And I said, I know he can handle it. And so he did. He took Joe out. Joe and I think probably Dean, I don't know for sure, but they went to Las Vegas and made the same presentation basically that had been made 2 years before. And this time the money was awarded. And that's how this building really came into existence. It was the perseverance of the administration and the staff and all those people who worked so hard on this particular facility. They had a dedication, and it was right here in this room. And the trustees, some of them, of the Donald W. Reynolds Foundation stood up and said, well, we had to give Dr. Campbell that money. He said, first time he came out, he wanted $9 million. Second time he came out, he wanted $12 million. We thought we'd better give it to him or we were going to run out of money. And that's what happened. And then you all know and have been part of all of the growth and activities surrounding this building. The last thing that I want to remark for the calm goes off is that the Alumni Association and the Board of Trustees of SAU have been so intricately involved and so involved in the growth of this university because they've had the backing of so many of you in this room in so many different ways, and I hope that you'll continue with that effort. I thank them for this honor. Not sure I thank David for the introduction, but I thank you, and I appreciate very much having the opportunity